Welcome to Deep Thought. Don't dismiss information right away. Don't dismiss it. You know what? Have you ever seen those people or been one of those people? As soon as somebody says something, some information or something you haven't heard before, they say, oh, that's impossible. They just assume, oh, that didn't happen. Now, is it a matter of that didn't happen or that information is untrue or you just haven't heard it? See, a lot of people do that. A lot of people dismiss something. I'm going to tell you something I do, and I recommend this. I recommend this for everybody. Something I do when I get some information, no matter how crazy it sounds, no matter how off the wall, out of the way it sounds, no matter what is said, no matter how much it goes against my belief systems, I will just take it in, I will just take it in and put it to the side. I just say, oh, okay. And I'll keep it in mind. I'll file it away mentally. But it won't go into my subconscious because, I'm critical about what goes in. I don't just take it as gospel right away. When somebody gives me some information, I'll file it away until I get a chance to research it. And I'm gonna tell you what, only time I will directly reject some information is if it's in an area I have expertise in and I've studied it, researched it, just really know it. And I know it's automatically wrong. That's the only time. But if it's in an area I'm not sure about, because as I said, I don't know everything. I can't explain quantum physics in Mandarin. So that means I got a lot to learn. We all do. I just take it in until I find a point where I can research it. I can look into it. And then it was like, oh, they were right. And there's been a lot of stuff. But see, what happens is a lot of people, they so caught up into their belief system and even a bit of arrogance thinking that they know it all. They just know it. And it's interesting because smart people, truly intelligent people, they know they don't know everything. The wise man knows, he gets some new information, they know to shut up and just say, okay, let me look into it. Meanwhile, the fool will be like, oh, that don't happen. You get some people, they automatically reject it. I remember a conversation a long time ago, back when I was in the government. It was me, this Nigerian brother, and another brother. We would always have our lunch together and everything, right? And I remember me and the Nigerian brother were talking about organized crime. We were talking about organized crime, like black organized crime. And this brother said, oh, there were no black organized crime gangs. And we ain't talking about gangs or, we ain't talking about that stuff put on TV or something. We talking about real groups. It's like, no, there was. When there really was. Like back in the day, they were just real quiet about this stuff. Because I remember talking with some cops about it and everything. Shoot, members of my own family, they were always there. They were just real quiet about it. But this guy, he just rejected it right away and just say, oh, wait, tell me more. I didn't know that. See, a smart person will at least be smart enough to say, I haven't heard about that before. I don't know anything about that. See, a dumb person, no, they haven't heard about it, but they think, like I said, they think they know everything. That's why I sometimes challenge them. If they say that, it's like, oh, what makes you say that? And they can't answer you. We see them in the media sometime, they're questioning them about something. It's like, well, why you feel this way? In fact, you get some media reporters and stuff, they be trolling some people. Let's just be real. They be trolling some people, directly asking them, and the people too stupid to know they're being trolled. And I'm going to say stupid. But the thing is, you don't dismiss anything, any possibility, because there is so much information out there. There's so much knowledge. I mean, I talked about the media yesterday. The media only presents a little bit. They present somebody's agenda. You got to dig for information. You want to know about anything, you got to dig. There's a lot of stuff that's kept out of the news. And not even just for nefarious reasons. There's only so much they're going to talk about. And really, they're only going to talk about stuff that's ultimately going to bring them money. So if they know the meat, you know, they're going to get advertisers. The advertisers going to make money off of like a certain group of people, certain groups of people, certain demographics. That's all they're going to present. But they ain't going to present all sides. And they ain't going to present all information. And as I always say, like I say, once again, the example of I cannot explain quantum physics in Mandarin. That means there's always something to learn. So when you get information, don't just say, oh, that's wrong, unless you have expertise in that field. And when I say expertise, like you're a master in that field. Because, okay, let's just say you have general knowledge of the field, but you're not a master, you have general knowledge. Do you know every aspect of it? Like any field of knowledge, there's always more to it. There's always different stuff, you know? There's always different stuff. Like doctors, yeah, they'll get a general education, but they're not going to have expertise in every little thing. They will have a general thing, They will have a general like knowledge, but they're not going to have expertise in everything. They always going to have their specialty. Attorneys, people in certain businesses, engineers, whatever. They're going to have expertise in one part of it, but there's always multiple parts in any field of knowledge. So you can't automatically just say, oh, well, that's not the case. Unless you're the expert specifically in that part, then you can say, okay, that's some bullshit. And I say it from a place of mastery, of expertise. That's some bullshit. But let's be real. Most of the time you're getting some new information about something. You need to explore it. You need to either explore or just, if you don't have time right away, which is a lot of time with me, whenever I'm presented with something, I'll just say, okay, let me look at it. I don't dismiss it right away if I don't have expertise in it. If someone were to explain quantum physics, first of all, I couldn't tell them whether they right or wrong anyway. I had to learn quantum physics. And that's my point. Don't dismiss it because, and I'm gonna tell you on another level, you never know when the information might be of some use. You never know when that information might be of some use. Like I'm gonna end with an example. Herbal medicine, like just natural medicines, you know, don't have chemicals or anything like that. It's just natural herbs. Now I remember the first time I heard about like natural herbs really helping people, like helping them with high blood pressure, diabetes and all of that. And I remember the very first time, this was the late 80s. And I heard somebody was in a bookstore and they were talking about, yeah, you could have this herb to do everything. And it didn't make a bit of sense to me. I was just like, what? But my nature was, okay, I'll take it in. Like, I was like, first time I heard some stuff like that. Okay. Fast forward a few years later, I started seeing the uses of it and different herbal cures and everything of that nature. I know some herbal doctors now. They can give you some stuff that can help with everything. I personally know it. Personally dealt with some issues using herbal remedies, and personally know some people who have used herbal remedies. But see, the key for me to even get to that point was I didn't dismiss it. It went against my belief system at the time, but I ain't just say, oh, he crazy. I just say, oh, okay. And just filed it away until I could explore it further and learn more. And then as I learned more, I was like, oh, okay. People have to do that. You know, people have to do that. Like I said, don't dismiss it. And on the other side of the coin, you might find out it was some total bullshit. You at least research it to find out. But don't dismiss it just right away. Sometimes you're missing out on something. And indeed, sometimes even when you find out it is some total bullshit, you might actually learn something in present the truth of it. So don't dismiss it. Just take it, just file it away. Put it in a mental file cabinet, or nowadays with laptops and phones and everything, you know, just bookmark the website or put it in your phone, however you save information electronically, put it in the cloud and just say, you know what, I'll get back to it. Because there's times I will find something online and I'll just bookmark it and say, let me go back and check on it later, you know? And then just get into the research mode for it if something happens where I need to like look into it again. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll talk to y'all again on Sunday morning. All right. Peace and many blessings.